Hi everyone, it's been a while, but since Nights went on hiatus, I also decided to take a break and focus on my other two channels. However, now Nights is back and Season 2 has aired, showing the first half of the Sanctuary arc. And the Sanctuary arc, or the 12 Palaces arc, is the most beloved and thoroughly enjoyed part of the Senseiya franchise from the original series. So what I'm going to do today is trying to stay spoiler-free, discuss the Golden Knights, the Gold Saints, who again are the most popular characters from the original Senseiya series. Now, to understand the popularity of the Gold Saints, we have to go back to when they first appeared in the original anime, and this is after the arcs of the Silver Saints and Black Saints. And up until that point, the main characters had triumphed against almost every enemy. I wouldn't say easily, but they hadn't suffered too much. There had been some setbacks, for example, Shiryu, or Long as he's called in Knights of the Zodiac, sacrificing his own eyesight to defeat Perseus Argol, but for the most part they had won almost every fight relatively comfortably. However, at this point the Gold Knights appeared, and it was immediately clear that there was a huge growth in power between the Gold Knights and the Bronze Knights, and this was further explained once the Bronze Knights reached the Sanctuary and were explained about the Seventh Sense. The Gold Saints were popular from the start, I think also because they represent the 12 Zodiac constellations, so it was easy for fans and watchers of the series to identify themselves with the saint from their own zodiac sign. And this admiration for the Golden Knights grew as the main characters went through the zodiac palaces and had to battle these incredibly tenacious and strong enemies, trying to defeat them, or at least to be temporarily on par with them to be allowed to proceed. And this is another important aspect of the Gold Knights. They almost never get really defeated by the main characters. And this has been kept in Knights of the Zodiac. You've seen now the fights in the first 6 houses, and for the most part there hasn't been a thorough victory from any of the main characters. You've seen Seiya break Aldebaran's golden horn, but Aldebaran would have been able to keep fighting if he so wished. Shun managed to defeat the ghost of the Gemini Knight, but again he wasn't fighting against the real Gemini Saint. Hyogal Magnus was completely defeated by his master Kamyu. Shiryu managed to defeat Death Mask at the Council Palace, but this is a little bit of an exception, because Death Mask is the most evil of the Gold Knights, and for this reason he's the only one to be defeated and killed. And even in this case, Shiryu had some help, because Shunrei's prayer, Athena's Cosmo, and other external factors played a role in his victory. Then in the Reo Palace you have Seiya against Ayoria, and once again Seiya seems unable to win on his own, and what it takes for him to wake Ayoria up is Cassio's sacrifice, so once again an external factor. And then finally in the Virgo Palace you have Ikki fighting against Shaka, and Ikki, or Nero, has been the most powerful knight so far among the main characters, and yet even he looks completely helpless against the power of Shaka. It takes his sacrifice to remove Shaka and allow Sean and the others to proceed. So I won't go into spoilers about what happens in the second half of the Sanctuary arc, but what you can see so far is how incredibly powerful and incredibly tough opponents the Gold Saints proved themselves to be. Now, there is also a little bit of a running theme throughout the 12 Palaces arc, and this is the slow but consistent growth of the main characters. What you've seen now in the first 6 battles has been the main characters struggling initially just to be on par with the Golden Knights, and as the series progresses this will change a little bit and we will see more of a development coming from Seiya and his friends. Now, the Knights series has also added some very interesting stuff, because everything that happens with Mu and Aldebaran at the Star Hill is completely new. It's not something appearing in the original anime or manga. I think this has been added by the writers of Knights of the Zodiac to make it a little bit more interesting and to add some side quests explaining what these other characters are doing whilst the main core cast is fighting against the remaining Gold Knights. So it's been quite interesting. We've seen Mu and Aldebaran reach Star Hill, fight against these illusions and discover at least some of the truth behind the Pope, only to be apparently defeated by the Pope himself. This is all new. This doesn't happen in the original series, so I have no idea how things are going to develop regarding this aspect of the series. Now, what I want to do from now on is, since we don't know when Season 3 with the second half of the Sanctuary arc is coming, what I will be doing is try to start a Saint Seiya 101, explaining the main characters, the Gold Knights and a few more, so that even people who are not familiar with the original anime and manga can know a little bit more about them. I will try to stay as spoiler-free as possible, but I will also cover some stuff from the original anime and manga, because it is, at the end of the day, the same character, so it's, I think really, even for people who are now meeting Saint Seiya and getting to know Saint Seiya only through Knights of the Zodiac, I think it will be important eventually to get to know the original series, because there is so much more behind the scenes and so much more happening that is explained and only makes sense once you know the original manga and, to a lesser extent, the original anime. So that's the plan from now. This video was a little bit of a recap about the Gold Knights and also what's coming for the channel. And yes, the next one will hopefully be the first chapter in this Saint Seiya 101 series. Do you like this plan? Would you prefer me to cover something else about Knights? Do you have any specific question? I'm quite open to everything at the moment, since we have a long time ahead of us before Season 3 hits, so what better to make the most of it. So yeah, feel free to write all your suggestions in the comments down here. This is all from me at the moment. So take care, enjoy the series, see you next time. Bye!